So I wanted to make this personal video. The other day we were talking, me and my friend, and someone asked me, um, what would you do with $1 million? That's the dream of everybody, being rich. That's the dream of getting millions of dollars and having a mansion, flying and doing all this stuff. And then my dream has always been to give. And I'm not saying like humanitarian stuff like that. We have to be honest with ourselves. I'm talking about giving to my family. I'm talking about taking that money. If I want $1 million, I would go buy the biggest property in Texas, huge amount of land, and then build houses for all my daughters. Something to give to them, something to bring them all together, because I want my family, when I pass, to be together. I want my daughters to love each other. I've raised them up that way, to love each other, and it's a solid unit. I would take some of that money and then buy my mom a house, my brother. I would take that money and buy equipment so he can have his tree business. I would take that money and, buy him a truck so he can produce for his family. It's not really a gift. It's something that would benefit them. Before my father passed, I've always wanted to get, everybody's dream is to be successful. My dream to be successful was to be successful in the eyes of my parents, my family. So I always wanted to give him like his own property and stuff. And then he passed, so I regret that. It was out of my means. I mean, we have to be honest. I was working 2 or 3 jobs. I wasn't in anything that would be able to pile up enough money to have my dad live freely, I know a lot of people would probably spend a lot of that, I'm not saying I wouldn't go and have a vacation too, I would have a vacation and relax, but my personality is, I'm more of a giving person. I don't take. I love to give. An example, when you go to the Texas Roadhouse or any kind of restaurant, mine's the Texas Roadhouse. If you're watching this, give me a meal there, brothers. But I would go there and, enjoy my meal, and they give you so much. So we would bring stuff back, like the rolls and then half of a steak and some potatoes and stuff like that. And I would go to put it in the fridge. But then one of my daughters would come down from school, whatever the case is. And I'm like, hey, you know what? In my mind, I'm like, I want that steak still, But it's your kids. So I would say, hey, I would open it up, put it in the microwave, whatever the case is, and watch them enjoy it. I love that. And that's the way I am. Even with my friends, I'm more of a giver than a taker. If I see them struggling in something, I'm going to give to them. Whatever I've learned, I'm going to give freely. My friendship is given freely. My loyalty is given freely. So if I had $1 million, man, I would impact so many people's lives. Like I said, not a humanitarian, because we have to be honest. I'm not going to give millions away, because if it's 1 million, for example, nowadays 1 million, you can go through it pretty fast from what I heard. I don't know. I don't have $1 million, but I would invest that. Property it's a good investment. It's not something that's going to depreciate. It's going to grow in value. I kicked myself in the rear watching what the home prices are now, when back I could have bought a big land for an exit plan, whatever. I'm always talking about an exit plan. But if I had $1 million, I would do so much for my family. I would just give and give, and get my enjoyment from watching them, watching my grandkids. So that question, it falls in line with this video today. There's some people that say I do too much, in my circle or whatever. They're like, hey, you do too much. You're out there, you're doing this, you're doing that, you're doing this, you're doing that, you're doing this. But they don't ask why. They just, ridicule, criticize, whatever the case is, but they don't ask why. It's because of that question. What would I do with $1 million? That's why. because I want to give to my family, and I have to get to give. And to get, I have to do. So I have to do to get to give. Try to say that fast, but I'll try to do to get to give. That's why I do all this. That's why I wake up early and I start my day. It's not to impress anybody. If anybody thinks I'm out there to like just pound it down or impress somebody or get some pats on the back, that's got nothing to do with this. It's got everything to do with my family. It's got everything to do with leaving a legacy for my family. It's got everything to do in making that dream a reality. It takes sacrifice. It takes doing stuff like this video, opening up to the world. It takes me, instead of laying down and watching Netflix, which I would love to do, with a big bowl of popcorn and some ice cream and whatever the case is, or some nachos, man. My wife hates nachos. I love nachos with a lot of jalapenos and stuff like that. Anyways, it takes giving that stuff up. It takes when you want to go lay down with your wife at night, but inside you're like, I can give more. I can push myself more. I can do more. If I do this one post, I can. If I push myself and get this one video done. If I push myself come on YouTube when I don't want to come on YouTube, or can I do one more video than the 2 videos on shorts? Can I put 10 shorts instead of 1? That's why I do what I do. No other reason. Because I would love to give. And I got to do to get to give. So I thought I'd share that today. I know it's a little off topic, but I want to kind of sprinkle my channel with more of my personality so you can get to know who I am, get to know the real me, get to know what drives me. My drive comes from my family, nothing else. It doesn't come from competition or any kind of competitive spirit. That's just an added bonus to it. My drive comes from my family. Taking care of my stuff, taking care of my wife and my kids and providing, taking them on vacations, doing everything I want to do that, to be honest, we didn't get to do when we were younger. If you come from where I come from, a lot of that stuff, I'm pretty sure my parents wanted to do that for me. And I have mad respect for what my parents have done in their life to get me to where I'm at. We fought tooth and nail for every single dollar we got. My father worked tons of jobs for every cent. My mom did too. There was, and I would do the same for my family. So, drop a comment. What would you do with $1 million? Would you spend it? It's all right. If you're going to spend it, spend it. If you're going to help and give to somebody within your family, lift up people, then do that too. But drop a comment. If you got the same personality as me, drop a comment. If you don't and you would spend it in a heartbeat, because that's easy to do too. I've blown through a lot of cash before I was married, so I know how easy it is to burn through. But share your story with me. Drop a comment or do a video like this and tell me what you would do with $1 million. I thought it was a stupid question when he asked me, but if you really think about it, you could take anything and make something out of it. Same way with you and me. We can be used to deliver a good message. We can be used to come on YouTube and be ourselves and bring someone to our channel, enlighten someone's day. So think about that question throughout the day. Think about the lives you could impact. And then question yourself, are you doing enough for that? Are you on track for that? Can you give a little bit more? Can you make people say, why the hell are you doing too much? And then share the reason why. So anyways, I hope you have a great afternoon. Thank you for watching me talk about this question that was given to me. I appreciate all you guys. And thank you for being part of my growth. Thank you for being part of the success of this channel in growing and in reaching and building a community. And yeah, one day. So have a good night. Deuces.